Hello, my name is Caden Cronenberg, and I'm going to be showing you our project. We called it Elder Ring. So it's a turn-based battle game inspired by Final Fantasy and Dark Souls, and we implemented the project using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. In Project 3, we focused on the game mechanics, which you can see here in our activity diagram. So we really focused on the gameplay, the user I/O, the action selection, and the target selection, and also the enemy AI. And then in Project 4, we focused more on user experience and the front end. So instead of relying on just one world, which is what we did in the first project, we created 2 additional worlds. And we also added icons for action selection. We allowed the targets to be clickable rather than having to type in a prompt to select them. And we also added an info box to describe each action and an action box to describe the gameplay. And then for each action, we added animations, which were custom to each character. Okay, so that was just a brief overview of what our project was and kind of how the game operates. I'm going to really quick go through and show you a quick demo. So we're going to go ahead and do the second world. It's called Darkest Fantasy. It's based off of Final Fantasy. So right when you start, the info box will tell you just a brief description of how the game works. So it just says, "Welcome to Elder Ring. To take an action, press one of the buttons to the left and then click on your target." And then it also tells you if you lack the mana to complete an action, your character will rest and recover a small amount. So the mana system is tracked right here. It's called MP. So each action, as you can see, will take up a little bit of mana. So this one takes up 10, this one takes up 15, and this heal takes up 15 also. This action, it's the item action. It does not take up mana, but it does run on an inventory system, so a character can only use it 3 times per game, and then once they're out, they can't use it anymore. So just to give you just a description of what the other actions are. So this is the single attack, so we can select one enemy to attack with this. And as you can see, the animation for that attack will play. And then this is the AoE attack, which will attack all of the enemies, but for a lesser amount than the single attack does. And then this is the item attack. And real quick before I forget, so all of these, you might have noticed that so the icons change what they show depending on what character is showing, but the name and the description here will also change up a little bit, just to tell the user exactly what they're using. So we're going to use the item right now. You'll see that the mana will not go down, and we're just going to make a note that this is at 3 right now. When we come back around, I'll show you that the inventory drops down to 2 after using it. There we go. Okay, and now the enemies are going to go through their turn. So the way that the enemy operates is they will randomly select one of these 4 options. So they have all of the same actions available to them, so they can do a single attack, an AoE attack, they can use items, and they can heal. The way that the AI operates with healing is they will not heal if their team is all at full health, which is very rare, but they won't do that if that is the case. And also, if they do choose to heal, they will heal the enemy with the lowest amount of health from their starting pool. So as you can see, as you saw earlier, this first skeleton got healed as opposed to these other 2. So the way that the AI picks their target for healing is not random, but when they pick their target for a single attack or an inventory or an item attack, they will randomly select one of your characters to attack. And then to display the healing mechanic for our team, since our health is depleted, I'm going to pick Tifa right here. We're going to heal her, and as you can see, her animation plays and her health is restored. But if we try to heal her again, now that she's at full health, the info box will tell you that you cannot do that. So we're going to go ahead and do another single attack. There we go. And now it's Barrett's turn again. We used the item with him last time, so typically the inventory, the inventory always starts at 3, and after he used it once, it went down to 2. So as you can see, his mana did not go down by doing that. So as you can see here, all of our characters, they have a custom animation for when they are damaged, as do the enemies. And the enemies do not have attack animations except for Sephiroth. He's the only enemy in the whole game that does have custom animations because he's from the same game that our characters are from. So we were able to find a lot of assets for those animations. Okay, so right now this character is at very low health, so we are going to go ahead and kill them. So there we go. Their components just disappear, and now it's the enemy's turn. As you can see, it just immediately goes to the next enemy in line because the first character is dead. So you might have noticed all of the characters have different animations for all of their attacks, so they're never the same depending on which action they're doing. So for instance, a single attack might have one animation, while the AoE attack will have another animation, and this the same with healing and the item also. So as you can see right here, our item inventory is at 0. So when I try to use it, it'll just tell you that you're out of items. You can't select a target. So we have to find something else to do. So just go ahead and do this. So right here, it's the enemy's turn, and Sephiroth just ran out of mana. While we don't show the enemy's mana, they do have a mana bar. So just like the characters, if they run out of mana, they will not be able to move. So they have to rest for a turn in order to regenerate their mana. And I'm going to demonstrate that real quick here with Tifa. She has no mana. So if I go ahead and try to do a single attack, which does need mana, it will say right here, Tifa is too tired and must rest. So she just rested, her mana regen, and Sephiroth didn't get damaged. Okay, so as you can see, Sephiroth just killed one of our characters. When we get to him, he will not be able to move. Let me go ahead and just skip to that part. So it'll skip to the enemy turn instead of going to Barrett's turn because he is dead, so he can't move. And now we're going to go ahead and end the game. So there we go. Sephiroth has no health. There's no enemies left, so the game's over. These winning animations will play, and you will get this banner which says victory achieved. And the info box will tell you, congratulations, you won. Press the banner to play again. So if we press this, it'll go ahead and reload the page and we can start again. Okay, so that demo ran a little bit longer than expected. So real quick, I'm just going to show you the other worlds. So this one is based on Dark Souls. This is the world that we were working with when we did Project 3 before we added the other 2 worlds. And this is the third world. It's called The Darkest Future. It's based off of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Unfortunately, we don't have time to show you what those all look like. And then I will also show the test suite. So we don't have a button for it, but when you are at the menu screen, if you just press T, all of our tests will run and you will see the status. So yeah, if you want to get our program operating on your computer, you're going to need to get our repository on your computer, and then in VS Code, you're going to need to run a live server on the HTML file. I'm sure that there's equivalents for other IDEs, but that's how we did it. So yeah, thank you very much, and we're looking forward to the questions.